Hey, if I sound a little bit weird in this video, did you even read the fucking title? Yeah, did you even look at the anyway? Um, Point being, right, I haven't played this game in well over a week. I've been quite ill. Um, no one you won't know this from watching my channel because I've had videos coming out reasonably, like normal. I just happened to have 3 or 4 videos scheduled just ahead of time. The way I do my videos is I make them whenever I feel like making them, and then I will like re-upload them ahead of time in like every other day. So I happen to have a few videos that were just ready to go while I was ill. I haven't. This is the first time I've recorded anything in over a week. Actually getting to the point of the whole thing, you might have seen I made a community post showing like hey, I mean, I was fucking hospitalized. What can I say? Rare linguini video with the title and thumbnail isn't a lie. I know, of course it's this one, which is just great. And I feel, it's worth explaining what happened to me and that I am fine. Like, you shouldn't, like, don't worry about me. You don't need to worry about me. I am okay. I'm not dying. I'm not, we're chilling. That's not the right word to use, but you know what I mean? So, basically, to put it simply, I have been hit with the wonderful combo of glandular fever and very, very severe tonsillitis, which, if you don't know what that is, because I sure as fuck didn't know what glandular fever was, essentially, I'm quite ill. To give like a timeline of what happened, glandular fever is very commonly known as the kissing fever because it's very common around people my age and a bit younger who go out partying and clubbing and get the fever from just because it's spread by spit and stuff like that. So it's quite common in clubs. Now, if you know anything about me, I don't like clubbing. Not my thing. I don't go clubbing. So how did I get this? Well, my friends, being university students, they do like clubbing. They partake in that, and I don't care if that they do that. They're allowed to have their fun. I just don't go with them. So they go clubbing about a week ago, and they come back and they complain that they have, a mild cold, which just happens at the club. That's fine. That's whatever. They come to school last Monday, so just over a week ago now, and they're like, yeah, I'm kind of ill, whatever. So, would you believe I caught whatever they had? I started feeling ill the next day. I figured, oh, okay, I just have a cold, right, it's fine. Then it kept getting worse. And it started to progress onto, like, I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat, I couldn't swallow anything, just because, like, how much pain it was to swallow. And so I go to the doctors. I'm like, hey, what the fuck? And it looked just like I had really, really bad tonsillitis because like my tonsils, to try not to give a too graphic description because it's bad, my tonsils were essentially white, and if you look in your mouth, it's not meant to look like that, right? It's not meant to be white. I know, crazy. So the doctor's like, yeah, what the fuck? We're gonna give you, antibiotics for this. You're gonna have to deal with it for a few days. It's fine. So they gave me antibiotics. They gave me some strong painkillers. And the painkillers probably did more harm than they did good because I didn't realize how bad I was actually getting just because of how fucking strong the painkillers were. They were strong. So I'm back home. It's like, you know, 4 or 5 days. It's start showing symptoms, and I still can't sleep. Eating and drinking is getting even harder, and it's maybe the 3rd night of not sleeping, and I'm like, I wake Lasagna up in the middle of the night, like fucking poor sod having to deal with me. She's been amazing, by the way, just doing, like, making sure I'm okay. But I wake her up, I'm like, you need to call someone. Like, this isn't okay. So we get on the phone to a bunch of people, and eventually we get a doctor's appointment in the hospital. So I go to hospital later that day, and they're like, wow, you have the worst case of tonsillitis I have ever seen. Ever. And I'm like, that's so cool. Wow. Thank you for sharing this information. That's amazing. That's just what I needed to hear. But so then they send me off to the emergency ward, where they run more tests on me, and they find out that the tonsillitis is actually only a secondary infection to the glandular fever, which is a virus that affects my whole body, not just my throat. So my throat's fucked. All of my, like, lymph nodes are, like, fucked. All of my body. I literally, like, some of them are, like, visibly, like, protruding from my body. It's fucking weird. You know, because, like, my body is just like, what the fuck is going on? Apparently it fucks your liver, so that's great. Good thing I don't drink, I guess. Got the liver of steel. But so I got that, and then that made way for tonsillitis. And you know, all this time you're probably thinking, like, well, okay, your throat's fucked. How does that lead you to enter, you know, hospital? The glandular fever causes the tonsils to enlarge and inflame a lot. And then you combine that with tonsillitis, which is already painful. Now imagine the glandular fever that I have has caused my tonsils to inflame so much that they're touching each other. They're not meant to do that. So I've got incredibly sore, infected tonsils that are pushing up against one another and giving a pretty damn good explanation for why I was in so much pain. And you know, it's quite difficult to explain how much pain I was in. I think this is quite funny. If any of you are eating English, you don't know what I'm on about. I tried eating some Weetabix, right, which is it's a type of cereal we have in England, and it was really soggy. Like it was falling apart. It was, you know, it was basically like more milk than cereal at that point. And I, under no exaggeration, will say that it is probably one of the single most painful things I have ever tried doing in my life, and I could not finish it. I could not force myself to eat that food. It was that bad. So I go to the hospital. They're like, like you know it's bad when a British accident and emergency is completely full. There was no seats, and I still got seen 4 times in 4 hours. That is unheard of. That is insane. Even the doctors were like, holy shit, you have been tracked through here really quickly. I was like, I'm aware. So, they had to put me on IVs. I couldn't eat anything. I was, because I didn't know how bad it was. This is actually, like, really dangerous. I came into hospital because I couldn't eat and I couldn't sleep. The real, like, danger was water. I couldn't drink anything. And, like, I knew I was thirsty, but I didn't know how bad it was. I was, like, clinically dehydrated. Like I was, like, so dehydrated they had to give me, like, over a liter of water just straight through my veins. Where the fuck are you? Get out of here. You're still alive. But, you know, it was bad. Like, hey, hey, guys, if you can't drink, maybe go see a doctor. Just saying. It's important. Stay hydrated, gang. But, so anyway. I'm there, and then they're like, okay, we need to give you antibiotics, We need to give you painkillers, we need to give you water, and we need to give you steroids to reduce the swelling. And I'm like, great, okay, cool. Just give me fucking everything, oh my god. And they're debating, you know, like, can I stay, can I leave? They're saying, like, you know, if you can eat food, you can just go home, it's fine. That wishful thinking from the doctors there. Wishful thinking. It's been about 2 days since then. I'm back home now. If you couldn't tell, I don't have my PC at the fucking hospital. And I can talk, kind of. So I can kind of eat food, but it's only like soft foods, and it's not exactly what I would describe as a pleasant experience. But at least it doesn't hurt. So that's good. But yeah, so I had to stay the night hospital, which was, it's honestly surprisingly not that terrible. I had a relatively good experience, which I think I got quite lucky. You know, my parents made the 3-hour journey down, like, the moment I said I was in hospital. Like I said, Lasagna was with me the whole time. Like, she was just amazing, honestly. I had a friend come over and see me just, like, completely unprompted, which is really nice. Like, people, like, cared. I was like, wow, that's so cool. That's so cool. And then, you know, they just kept me on the steroids for, I don't know, I think it was like, for like 30 hours I was in the hospital total. And then they were like, yeah, if you can manage to swallow this, because, like, the steroids can't be taken as a drip at home, so they were like, if you can take these pills, you can go home. It is 8 pills a day. Very nice, very, very cool, very pleasant. On top of liquid antibiotics, which taste like shit, by the way. They taste so bad. Oh my god. There's an enemy stuck on the wall somewhere. But, so, I just felt like, hey, I made the post on YouTube just being like, hey, I'm ill. What the fuck? Hi, friend. Good level. But yeah, I just felt like I made the YouTube post being like, hey, I'm ill, I'm in the hospital. And I figured it would probably be at least nice to give a bit of an update, being like, hey, I'm doing okay. As okay as you can do, you know, I'm home. I'm relatively chilling. Should hopefully be okay in like a week. Man, I don't know. When will the next real video come out from me? Good fucking question. Good question. I think Lasagna said she made a video on her own while I was in the hospital, so you know, you'll have a Lasagna video to stem the tide of no me for a while. Because I think this is probably going to be the only video I make for a solid while. Because this, I can already feel like this is the most I've spoke in a few days. I can already feel my voice kind of starting to go. So this is a one-off. You're getting special. So you're getting special treatment right now. Enjoy it. But we'll see how things go. Maybe we'll do a video where I play the game and Lasagna talks. Who fucking knows? I don't know. But this is essentially, that's essentially all I had to say. Just let you know, like, hey, I'm alive. This is what happened. You don't gotta worry about me. Probably no videos for a while, though. Yeah, it's fine. Fraud isn't coming out this month anyway. So, did I get told that by someone who actually has reputable knowledge? No. Am I going to hope that they're correct? Yes. If Fraud does come out in the next week, your boy's locking in, what can I say? I can't pass up this opportunity, you know, my throat be damned if I can't speak for a week. It's worth it. Okay. I don't actually know what I would do if Fraud comes out like tomorrow, dude. Be a little bit annoyed. I don't think it will. Hopefully it doesn't. It's the only time you'll hear me say, I wish Fraud would come out later. The only time you'll ever hear me say this. Right now. Is it an incredibly selfish reason? Absolutely. Do I give a fuck? No. No, I've got bigger fish to fry than care about when a video game update comes out, gang. I'm gonna be so real. But anyway. You ranked all the violence on brutal. Haven't played the game in a week. What can I say? I might still be the GOAT. Don't ever count me out. Don't ever count your boy out. Anyway, don't expect a kind of video. I hope I don't have to make a video like this ever again. Because that means I'd have to get ill again, and that would kind of suck. So don't expect this to happen again.